There's so much advice and teachings in the dating world, the spiritual dating world, and the polarity world. And I'm here with some advice. Do what the fuck you want. Because honestly, listening to some of this advice, like, I don't think it's really gotten me anywhere except for alone. And this is like kind of the thing. Like, let's talk about breadcrumbing. Um, there's so many teachings out there that's going to tell you, well, don't accept breadcrumbing. You know, you want someone who's going to be consistent with their efforts. And yes, that's true. Painting my toenails. Yes, that's true. We do want someone who's consistent in their effort. But hate to say it, but breadcrumbing is better than nothing at all. I mean, let's face it. Okay, single, sitting here alone absolutely every single day, every single night, upon a very long period of time. So, yeah, maybe there's a dude who will breadcrumb you and get you out of the house once a month. Maybe there's a dude who will breadcrumb you and rub your feet once a week. Or maybe you got a dude who will breadcrumb you and give you some good sex once every few weeks. And all of that is better than nothing, I think. But the teachings will tell you, no, don't accept the breadcrumbs. Don't accept it. Just stay alone and know your worth, until this amazing person comes along and gives you all of the attention and affection and time and consideration that you deserve and know your worth. I'll tell you what, sitting at home alone, knowing your worth is really not that fun. It really kind of is stupid. It really kind of sucks. It's really kind of cold. It's really kind of lonely. So it's like, don't, like, I don't know. I don't like, I'm starting to get kind of goddamn mad at some of these teachings. Like, don't feel bad about going ahead with the breadcrumb. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what to think anymore. And then the polarity teachings where they're saying, God, I hope my stomach doesn't look ugly. Where they're saying, like, um, for men to be completely in their masculine, dominant leadership, protecting, providing, doing energy, and for females to only be in their soft, submissive, feminine energy. Now, that would be ideal. I'm not gonna lie. That would be the ideal if you could just be the female in your feminine energy all the time. And I guess if you are with a truly masculine, dominant man, um, and you've found that, or they've found you rather, because, the masculine takes you and claims you, good for you. You're probably living an amazing life. He already knows what your needs are. He's striving daily to meet them. You know what I mean? Like, when I left an abusive and bad toxic situation anytime, I have always been like, oh, now I'm freeing up space for someone amazing to come. And It just hasn't been that fucking simple. And listening to all these teachings is like, oh, how to be more like, um, how to be like the one that the guy wants or whatever. It all says about women just being very laid back, very like not making the plans, not reaching out first, not asking him how he is, just sitting back, relaxing and receiving. Now, mind you, in theory, this sounds amazing, but the issue with this is most people live where they live. Most people, um, most women, they're surrounded by men who have been socially and culturally conditioned to be emasculated. They don't know how to step up and lead. They don't even know what that is. So, unless you have a partner who's like literally into these studies and literally into this lifestyle, like the self help, the self improvement lifestyle and all of that, like none of this is going to land for them at all. And in fact, it's going to kind of piss them off. And listen, I'm talking from experience here because I've tried and done like all of this, and the feminine energy stuff, yes, it's preferable, but quite honestly, it doesn't work on men who don't know what the fuck it is. Nowadays, you act like that around a man, and they're going to assume that you're not interested in them. When that could be as farther from the truth. Like, I could be very interested. I could be very interested. Um, you look cute on the dating site app, your pictures are hot. I could be very interested in going out with you and starting to fuck you on a regular basis. But the teachings in the polarity dating and all of that say, um, sit back, let him lead you, let him make the plans, you know. Sounds good. I'm there for that. I would prefer that, but do the men know this? Because, and call them what you will, if you talk to a male coach in the dating world, he's going to say, "Oh, the man isn't masculine. He's emasculated." And that's someone that you want to flow away from and not talk to. Okay, fair enough. Doing this, sitting back, waiting for them to initiate. Now, I do feel men should be the initiators. I do feel that way. I am more comfortable in my feminine energy. I'm a feminine girl. And I do want to be pursued. But, like, the way society has fucked all the men up, they literally don't know how to do that. And yes, male polarity coach, it is supposed to be instinct. It is supposed to be instinctual and innate for the man to be, going after the woman, hunting down the woman, so to speak. But this day and age, with this much societal conditioning, trauma, lack of fatherhood, lack of any example of this. People are not getting examples of this, okay? What this is resulting in is beautiful single women sitting here just waiting to be invited somewhere, just waiting, you know? We're in our feminine energy. We're here for it. We're here to be ravished. And unless somebody is like super hyper aware of the masculine feminine polarity, it's not always getting results in real time. So like, yeah, these male coaches, they're gonna say, oh, no, 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 the dominant man, he will choose you, he will pursue you. Okay, I'm waiting on that. But in the meantime, like, do you want results? Because anytime I've ever just said fuck it and like texted a guy, hey, can I come over? They're like, yeah. And then I get what I want: time, attention, you know? So, like, there's something to that. And of course, yeah, that's me out of my feminine energy. I'm, not where I want to naturally be, of course, but how long does someone just sit around? You know? And oh, you don't sit around. You go and you fill your life up with all kinds of amazing experiences and things. Okay, so yeah, I'll go take myself out to dinner. Sure, I can do that. I can go shopping. I can go on a nature walk. I can do all of these things. I can do a lot of things that I enjoy, but like that does not replace the need for a relational experience of romance. Like it just does not replace that. And these coaches out here talking about all this, oh, self-love, yeah, self-love is great. It's going to help you weed out the guys who are fucking abusive assholes. But what about my theory here? Maybe there's so many fucking abusive assholes that your self-love and your self-worth is actually the reason why you're sitting alone. Now, I might be ruffling some feathers here. You might just, I can guarantee that a masculine polarity coach would probably see this video and they'd be like, she's just bitter and she's in her masculine energy and that's why she's feeling this way. Like, yeah, I'm bitter. I'm fucking bitter. But you know what? I'm also really fucking sweet. I am also extremely, extremely sweet and girly and submissive and fun and sexual and all of that good stuff. But like I don't get the chance to be that if I'm not around a man. So like, yeah, I can sit here in my house and just be feminine all day long. But it takes the opposite end of the pole to really attract that. And if these men aren't in the masculine end of the pole, polarity doesn't fucking work. You know what works? Showing up at their house. That works. You know what works? Messaging them first. But yeah, I'll just sit here. I'll just sit here for the sake of the teachings, whatever. And yeah, what are you going to say? Oh yeah, but you messaging them first, it's because you're in the masculine energy and he's in the feminine energy. I don't know. I'm starting to think that I just don't give a fuck. I really am starting to think about like not even giving a fuck. Because most people that are in relationships, the polarity is actually inverted. What does that mean? That means the female is in her masculine energy and the male is emasculated. And those are the people that have relationships. What does that look like? Usually the girl's paying for stuff. Usually the guy's just kind of sitting around doing whatever. And she says, hey, let's go do this. He's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Or she's like, hey, what do you want to do? He says, okay, cool, let's go do it. They drive around with each other all day. She's usually driving. But at this point, it's like, yeah, would I prefer to have a masculine boyfriend who wants to do the driving and wants to do the leading and wants to do the suggesting? Yeah. But like, what's more important? Polarity or connection? And I've been studying this, guys, going on about 3 years now. I've paid a lot of money to do a lot of courses, and I have all of the knowledge. I'm very well qualified to speak about this, not only because of the knowledge that I've acquired through learning, but also because of my real ass time experiences. And hey, maybe it's just me, and I've thought that. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm just unattractive to the opposite sex. I've thought that. I've questioned myself on that. But then I start listening to other women. I start listening to other women speak up about this, and they have basically the same experiences. The men aren't leading. They're not being dominant. They're just not. And I've asked people that I know personally who have relationships, hey, how'd you get your boyfriend? Oh, I went up to him and basically was like, oh, seen him a couple times, like, oh, you're mine now. I mean, there's something to be said about it, guys. And I don't have all the answers. I'm just simply sharing with you my thoughts, feelings about it, because this world is fucked up, and we know that. We already know that. There has been a war on masculinity on purpose. So here we are saying we need these masculine men that, if they do exist, and they do exist, they're rare. And let's face it, some of us are stuck in our little small towns, okay? You know where the guys are? They're in somebody's basement, playing Xbox, smoking blunts, listening to music. That's where the guys are. They're not out here fantasizing about the perfect bouquet of roses to bring to you. They're not out here fantasizing about a perfect picnic date to take you on. They're with their fucking boys, high as fuck, on the damn box. Okay? So, if you are thinking that you want to, like, spend time with a guy, shit's been all reversed, you guys. They're going to want you to bring them food. They're going to maybe want you to give them a ride up the street to grab another blunt wrap. They're going to, this is just the truth of the matter. And it seems like us girls are out there able to make more money than the guys. Girls are hustling. Girls are on their OnlyFans. Girls are doing their thing. They got the foot pictures. Like, girls are making more money than ever. Some in professional jobs, some just doing whatever, it doesn't matter how. I'm just saying, girls have, it seems a lot of the majority, women have, not saying all, of course, but large numbers. Large numbers. And I play this out. Like, yeah, when I do swipe right on a guy on a dating site, I don't reach out to them first. Most of them do reach out to me and they'll say something like, "Oh, you're so gorgeous." Okay. Well, right there, it's proving that I can't be that bad. Anyone I've ever swiped on also has swiped me back. But, like, the thing is, the chatter doesn't really go far. Um, it's a lot of, "What are you doing?" Or, "Oh, you look cute," or, something like that. It's not, "Hey, I want to take you out. When are you free?" Like, I'm waiting to hear that, kind of, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm just going to keep waiting. Either that, or what do I say something? Do I say something to them? Hey, I don't want to make a plan or anything, but I try to, like, I try to just stay in my feminine energy, give that energetic, like, "Hey, I'm open, I'm friendly, I'm open, I'm warm, like, I'm ready for the invitation." And a lot of the times, just waiting around like that, the invitation doesn't come. So with the polarity teachings, those are the guys you kind of just flow away from and try to find one that's going to be more like leading, pursuing, stuff like that. But I mean, I can tell you from my experience, any relationship that I've actually been in, not that they were good relationships, the men were not that polarized. The ones that were, I did enjoy, not really having to think much. They would just be like, they'd like put me a spot in their truck or their car and be like, "All right, girl, we're going, we're doing this, whatever." Cool, okay, cool, I'm along for it. You'll see that the lack of polarity, when you really start to know this, if you are in a relationship and you want to sit back and look and kind of observe for yourself, you're going to see the lack of polarity everywhere. The guy's going to ask you, "Where do you want to go eat?" Instead of just picking a place, saying, "Hey, babe, I'm taking you for Chinese tonight. Be ready around 6. That's leadership. An emasculated man will be like, "Hey, babe, where do you want to go eat tonight?" But the thing is, that bitch still gets to eat. I think I would almost at this point rather have an emasculated man asking me where I'd like to go eat and then getting to enjoy the company of a cute guy and a meal together than be like, "Oh, I'm too feminine to pick a place to eat. I'm just going to sit here alone," or "I'm just going to go buy my own food and sit alone." Like, I know I'm not the only one frustrated with this because I see other coaches posting, and I'm really, really observing the fact that a lot of female coaches are fucking single. And I'm also observing the fact that a lot of male coaches are also single. And I'm also observing the fact that people are calling them out. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm just saying they're a minority. And for like 10 cute guys I could swipe on, it's usually 7 that maybe say something first, 3 that just don't say anything. You know what I mean? I'm just guessing numbers here. I'm saying most guys will say, "Hi, how are you? You're gorgeous." Um, then it kind of goes back and forth. What are you doing? Nothing. Cool. You gotta, as for taking that leadership role, making solid plans and suggesting plans, it hasn't really been happening. So, I mean, yeah, there's the possibility that, okay, maybe they met someone they like better, and because they didn't like me as much, they weren't inspired to take that lead. In which case, okay, fine, like, flow away. But where that gets a little grayish areas, because, well, you are messaging me, you are telling me I'm gorgeous, you are like keeping a bit of contact. It's just, I really think that it's a lot of the time they just don't know how to really step up and lead, or they're maybe scared to, or they don't want to be too intrusive, because I think a lot of people have been shamed just even in the recent past. Oh my God, he won't leave me alone. Like, oh my God, he's like so clingy, or, dumb shit like that. I think it's really made guys kind of scared to be making those first moves. So I don't have the answers, but, chew on this. Let me know what you think, please. I mean, this is very intriguing to me, and I've spent a lot of dedication and time really trying to figure this out. And you know why? I've only wanted to figure any of this out for one fucking reason. Because I want a good relationship. I want to be loved. I want all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I have been giving people little tries here and there. And obviously, I'm still in this boat of being single, and it's not preferable. Yeah, I'm cool by myself. Yep, I have self love. Yep, I have self worth. I can go buy my own things. Um, but yet, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to sleep alone every night. Okay? So you can take your self love and you can fucking shove it, because a piece of plastic and a pillow is not the same as a muscular man's body on you and in you and around you, right? It's just not the same, y'all. So let's stop shaming people for wanting relationships, okay? Um, and on that note, I'll end the video. But please feel free to let me know what your thoughts are on this. Have you studied polarity? Have you been in any spiritual dating communities? What do you guys think? All right.